Hello. We're back. What's going on? We are getting ready for Fox 59 News at 10 here live from the 59 News studio. Joe and I getting ready to knock out
This is
another 10
the
o'clock
bro
newscast. This is it's guys night here
It's
at
guys
59
night.
News. Kaleigh is down with a cold.
She's down with the sickness.
Kaleigh is down with the sickness. But the 59 News Facebook Live show must go on.
It must go on, and that means you're going to get to see even more of these two shining faces, if you want to call them that.
Yes. So hello. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Fix my hair before we get anybody in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Let us know where you're watching from. Hop in the comments section. Let us know what you're doing, what you got planned for this week, where you're watching from. What's going on with you? We are about 1 minute from going on air here on Fox.
That's when I get to disappear.
Yes, it is. And I get to talk about the news.
It's going to be very exciting. Lots of headlines going on. You know what my favorite headline is?
Tell me.
Some rain coming, man.
Yeah, the drought is over.
Well, it's not over yet, but it's
going to be over.
It's going to get a little better.
The drought? Who?
That was Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Yeah, I thought so.
The drought baby.
The drought heads in the chat.
I don't think too many people know that I listen to mixtapes, but I do.
Joe's a big hip hop fan.
I am.
So, all right, 10 seconds, and we're about to do the 10 o'clock news. Here we go. We've all heard of someone whose life was negatively impacted by drugs, and fentanyl is the worst of the worst. Welcome to 59 News at 10. I'm Rivers Upchurch. Kaleigh Fourie has the evening off. The number of deaths involving fentanyl in West Virginia remains high. 59 News reporter Jessica Farish speaks with officials at Beckley Police Department about the dangers. This is a pretty interesting story. Not only are we seeing more people arrested for fentanyl here in our area, it's a big threat to police dogs. You know, the drug-sniffing canines. That's one of the things that Jessica touches on in this package, and they have to have Narcan ready to go for the dogs in case the dog sniffs some fentanyl or whatever. Really bad stuff. So it's an interesting story, though. And Jessica did a great job with us. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Let us know if you're watching along on Facebook Live while you're watching 59 News on TV. We love those. Hop in the comments, say hi, let us know what's going on. Yeah. So what do we got? What do we got going on this evening? I'm also I'm getting in the private chat from my producer that we are not able to go live on Twitter anymore. That's interesting. We'll have to get our digital guys on that. Improvements are on the way to sewer and stormwater lines in Beckley. A public meeting to talk about it is set for tomorrow. The Beckley Sanitary Board will host the meeting, and the project includes sanitary, sewer, and stormwater improvements from Ned Payne Drive in the Pinecrest Business Park to Beckley Little League and Eisenhower Drive into the Hartley Avenue neighborhood. A grant for more than $1 million will help pay for the planning and design of the improvements. This meeting gives you a chance to learn more about the project and also ask any questions you might have. The meeting takes place tomorrow, 5:30 to 7 in the evening at the Beckley-Raleigh County Convention Center. West Virginia's sales tax holiday is quickly approaching, and there are some things you should know. The holiday begins at midnight on Friday, August 2nd, and ends on Monday, August 5th. There are some exceptions, though, from sales and use tax. Clothing with a purchase of $125 or less, laptop and tablet computers with a price of $500 or less, school instruction material for $20 or less, school supplies with a price of $50 or less, sports equipment $150 or less, and items purchased in a trade or business are not exempt. Now, we have been talking for weeks about drought conditions. Last week, Joe was saying it's the worst drought we've seen here in West Virginia in 17 years. But we're going to bring in Storm Tracker 59 Chief Meteorologist Joe Fitzwater right now, who says there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah, we're at least getting the ball rolling a little bit, Rivers. Now, it's dry currently, but there are some really good signals that we're going to be seeing this pattern switch up a bit. And this is all going to start to begin on Wednesday primarily. So we look right now, and we're looking A-OK. We haven't had a couple sprinkles down toward Princeton. Even saw a flash of lightning there about 15 minutes ago while I was out there down there building graphics. And there we go. Over at the, I should say, not in Princeton. But again, we do have a few showers that have kind of just popped up, percolated, and worked their way off to the east out of our area here at this juncture. It's 79 in Beckett. It's a warm night, folks. 77 in Princeton. How about that? 77 along I-77. That paints a pretty picture, don't it? 79 in Hinton, 78 in Somerville, and 80 degrees in Welch. But we are seeing an increased risk for scattered showers as well as thunderstorms, and we'll pinpoint that for you and much more in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Joe. With sizzling summertime heat across the country, outdoor recreation is taking a dangerous turn for the folks who are hiking out into the wilderness, especially those who have done so without preparing. 59 News reporter Ashley Davidson spoke with a National Park Service employee about how to keep yourself safe when you're hiking in hot conditions. Hop in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from this evening. We are simulcasting live here on Facebook for 59 News at 10. We usually have some commenters who are reliable, show up to every one of these. So definitely want to see you guys hop in the chat, get it percolating. Let us know where you're watching from, what's going on. Nancy's watching from Beaver. Hello, Nancy. Thank you so much. We appreciate you watching. The weather is beautiful outside tonight. Waiting for this heat to go away. Joe and I went out and enjoyed the beautiful weather last night. We went and shot Joe's rifle out at the shooting range. Had a great time. It's beautiful outside. Andrea says, what's my favorite story today? My favorite story today is the next one. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite story today is about the boy from West Virginia who got on ESPN's Sports Center My Wish segment. He needed a kidney transplant, I believe it was. And so he got to get his wish, and he went to a North Carolina Duke basketball game. And they're making a story about it on ESPN, and all the players were real nice to him, and it's a really cool story. Farmers rely on rain during the summer season to produce crops and ensure their livestock have plenty to eat and drink, and to make their living. However, the ongoing drought all across our region is massively complicating things. One local farmer tells us how this drought is affecting his work. But yeah, so the My Wish program picked this kid from West Virginia, and his wish was to go to a North Carolina Duke basketball game. And due to the dry grass, Metter says there will be no second cutting. Many livestock require a lot of water. Metter says his cattle require upwards of 800 gallons of water a day to stay hydrated. That equates to about 25 gallons per cow. He's also having issues feeding his cattle due to the lack of rain and hay production. These complications could force farmers like him to sell their livestock early. Mowing grass and even taking out the trash can be a harder job when the sun is bright and the mercury's up, but we hear hot weather is good for painting. The owner of a Beckley painting company says folks should not be too worried about how hot weather affects surfaces they're painting. She says summer's a good season for prep work like pressure washing, and the high temperatures help paint to dry faster. In any season, of course, folks need to make sure they're getting the right type of paint for working indoors or outdoors. Just call the experts. A new drive-through coffee stand is now open on Beckley's Robert C. Byrd Drive, and the manager says the new business has had a very warm welcome from customers. 7 Brew Coffee offers 20,000 combinations of coffee drinks, starting with the original Blondie. We see lines of traffic in the 7 Brew drive-through today, and the manager says the business has been very busy since it opened on Friday. These 7 Brew employees keep the line moving and keep the drinks coming. An open house for 7 Brew happens this coming Thursday starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. The Beckley Gaming Expo is returning to the Beckley Raleigh County Convention Center at the end of this month. The 5th annual event is promising to be the best one yet. An organizer for the event says you'd better come ready to game. They'll have even more tournaments with lots of different games this year. Andrea, great question. I'm so looking forward to our local high school football coverage. Had a great season last year. A lot of fun. 2 teams making it to the state championship from our area. Very cool. The Beckley Gaming Expo will be next Saturday, July 27th from noon until 10 at night. And if you're looking to cool off in the water, the 59th annual West Virginia State Water Festival is kicking off this weekend in Hinton. This Saturday, the festival begins with several events, including the Youth Art Show at the Summers County Public Library, the Water Parade in downtown Hinton, and features music performances at Saturdays in the park. There's also going to be water-themed events like Sun Swim and Safety for Kids. That starts at 10 in the morning, and a night swim, which starts at 8 in the evening. Those are both at Wild Water Express. Did I not say it country enough? Oh, okay, good. The Water Festival runs from July 20th through the 27th. There will be food vendors, fireworks, fun competitions, and activity in Hinton all throughout the week. You can find the full list of dates and activities on our website. And a Summers County Church is bringing a popular summer camp back. In fact, they're bringing it back for the 108th year. The Mount Olivet Camp runs from July 19th through the 26th on Madams Creek Road in Hinton. This camp holds 2 services in the morning as well as 2 in the afternoons and evenings. They also offer free home-cooked meals for all who attend. Pastor Daniel Harris tells us what sets this camp apart from others. Harris says that all are welcome to this camp and there's no charge to attend. The main speaker will be Tom Lorimer of Kentucky Mountain Bible College, and special music will be provided throughout the week by Shannon Smith. Mount Olivet is also offering youth services. The camp begins with their opening dinner on Friday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For a full list of dates and times for all the camp's events, check out our website.
And as we head to break, we take a look at our pollen forecast, brought to you by New River Health. Tuesday, Wednesday, showing some medium levels, and we actually drop a bit as we head toward Thursday and Friday. We've got a lot of news and weather to talk about here, and we'll get to that next on 59 News.
Talking about football coverage this year, yes, we are so excited. We went through the planning for it last week, and Joe and I have got a early skeleton schedule kind of planned out, and we have a lot of teams that are ready to hopefully do big things this year. I know 2 years ago we had Indy winning the state championship. James Monroe made it to the championship game. Last year, Princeton made it to the championship game, and Greenbrier West made it to the championship game. We got some real good high school football around this area, and I can't wait to spend some Friday nights showing you guys all these, all this hard work that these kids have been putting in. It's going to be awesome. We are going to be back this year every Friday. Andrea says, Indy was my team last year. Yes, Independence Patriots. They have been on a heck of a run. 2 years in a row, they made it to the state championship. And last year, deep run in the playoffs, only lost to the eventual state champions, Fairmont Senior. So we definitely love Indy repping for us. And Greenbrier West had such a great season last year, undefeated all the way to the championship game. Really, really fun. And Princeton was just amazing, that playoff run. That semifinal, what is the score of that game?
73-70.
I was going to say 73-70. Just one of the best high school football games I think any of us in this area have ever seen. That was awesome. To make it to the state championship, winning a game 73-70 is crazy. But yeah, we will be back this year on Fridays. Sports Zone, inside the Sports Zone. And yeah, so here's Joe with the weather.
All right, things are pretty quiet here at home right now, but we've got some pretty neat things to look at here as we take a look at what's going on outside right now out toward Beckley on our Pioneer Community Bank camera. It is A-OK. Now, the weather here is just fine. We've had a couple of sprinkles down in parts of Virginia. That's not actually what I want to look at here this evening. We have got a heck of a bow line that is working its way down to the south and east. From parts of Iowa. This is continuing to race its way up. Areas like Chicago, Illinois, legit could have 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in about, 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll zoom in on this just a bit. And, yeah, this is bad news bears. You guys are probably pretty familiar with these kinds of lines. You see that hook signature there. So likely the strongest winds there right along I-55. Not too often that we show stuff like this outside of the area, but this will end up being what's considered a derecho, a very strong one at that. Now, keep in mind, the term derecho is a posthumous term, so you don't go on TV and you say, hey, there's a derecho coming. That's not how it works. It's a term. It's kind of like when the National Weather Service goes out and does surveys on tornado damage, and then they say, well, this was an EF2 tornado. You don't go on TV and say, hey, we've got an EF2 tornado on the ground. So it's a posthumous term, but that's what it's going to end up being, a very strong wind gust. And yeah, that's a new polygon there on the south side of Chicago. So again, that's a tornado warning there right on the south side of Chicago. So very active weather. Now the good news is this is not going to be making its way into our areas. We don't have to worry about this. And it's a good thing because if I pop the storm reports up on here, yeah, everywhere you see those little squigglies, that's a wind damage report. So needless to say, there will probably be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of power customers without power in parts of Illinois and Indiana. This is going to race its way down toward, out toward the Indianapolis area here in about an hour or two, probably about more 2 hours, and will continue to be very strong as it does so. Now, again, meanwhile at home, we are looking okay. We'll see those temperatures here as we head into tomorrow. That's our big story. We're going to be seeing highs all the way back up into the 90s. 93 in Beckley, 94 at Princeton, 97 in Pineville, 98 might be a little high there in Hinton, but mid-90s certainly going to be possible. Let's take a look at our 10-day forecast because there are some big changes even in our neck of the woods. We have the return of showers which will be likely here as we head toward Wednesday. And some of those showers could produce some heavy rain with temperatures in the 80s. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we are going to be talking about how much rain we might see from Wednesday's storm, and a little more about this cooler weather heading in as we head toward this weekend. That more a little later. You're on 59 News at 10 Rivers.
93. Whew, that's a hot one, Joe. Straight ahead on Fox 59 News at 10. Pelvic floor issues after giving birth are a common thing women deal with, but is it something they should have to deal with? Find out next.
What's going on, buddy, old pal?
Joe, you love health. You big pelvic floor guy?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't even
Pelvic what?
Pelvic floor.
All right, well, let's see. We've got some commenters here. Andre, do you know what pelvic floor is?
Let's not bring the pelvic floor talk into
You
the
brought
Facebook
it up.
Live chat.
I'm trying to be informed.
Look, I bet we're about to find out.
Pelvic floor
Yeah, here we
issues.
go.
I'm
Pelvic
I guess
floor
I'm
issues.
intrigued. I'm a little scared if I'm being honest, but I'm also intrigued.
Yes.
But
Yes.
let's see. Are we looking forward to football coverage? I'm guessing that's what brought up the high school football. Yeah, big high
Yes.
school football guys over here.
Yes.
Gonna love my Herbert Hoover Huskies, of course, number one, because I went to high school there up toward Charleston. But
Naturally.
yeah, we've got we're gonna have some fun this year. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have some good coverage, I think, folks. We encourage you to check it out if you're a big fan of local high school football. And one thing I'm really big about, this is the first time that Rivers and I are going to be doing this together, right? So Rivers is definitely experienced on the sports anchoring side. This is going to be my first time. Give me some pointers. If there's something you're looking for that we're not providing, let us know, and we'll see if we can make it happen. And we're always receptive to the comments. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And Rivers and I get along really well, and looking forward to working together on it.
Absolutely. What do you guys want to see from our high school football
Yeah.
coverage this year? Let us know. Hop in the comments section. Let us know where you're watching from, what you got going on this week. I got to go talk pelvic floor.
It's all right. I can hang here and see what we got going on here. Andrea says she wants to see Rivers get tackled.
We're going to go ahead and not include
We're not going to promote violence here on this Facebook chat, but there's a whole Rivers And again, hope everybody had a good weekend. Nancy, I see you there in Beaver. Good to see you.
It's something moms often joke about, issues with their pelvic floor after having children. It's common, affecting about a third of women, but experts are getting the word out that pelvic floor issues are not normal or something women should have to live with. Danya Backus has one woman's story.
All right, so there we go. Seems like it's a pretty common, not so good thing. So that happens. Here's my question for you guys. We like to talk about some different things. A lot of people don't know this. I'm a big music person just in general. What is an album that you have listened to in its entirety that you've really liked maybe in the last couple of years? Nancy, I see you commenting in there. Nancy, I want to know an album that you listened to, whether it's been a few months ago or whatever, that you were like, wow, that was really good music. Trying to think. I think the last album in its entirety that I listened to that I really liked is an indie band. Not like a crazy indie person, but I do listen to a little alternative stuff sometimes. They're called they're called Skydress, and their album is called Let's Skip to the Wedding. Highly recommend. It's very weird, but very cool. Let's see. Chapel Run's new stuff. Cool. Says, I appreciate you going in there, Andrea. Yeah, that was Andrea. Nancy says the last thing she listened to she really liked was some Jelly Roll. Hey, he's really popular right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's all over the airwaves, so great choice. He's got a great voice.
I just heard that new song with Jelly Roll and Cody Johnson.
Yeah.
It's called Whiskey Bent. I like that song a lot.
He also was on the Eminem album, which I listened to. I didn't think it was too bad. Interesting combo.
Up next on Fox 59 News at 10, the Republican National Convention is underway, and already former President Donald Trump has announced his running mate. We'll take you there next.
I'm not. I'll just be the first to tell you guys, I'm not a huge Eminem fan. I listen to his stuff here and there, but I always listen to his albums when they come out, just because what I hear, what it sounds like. I didn't think the last album, the one that just came out last week, was too bad. The Jelly Roll song was kind of unusual. I wouldn't call them peanut butter and jelly. I'll just put it that way. Like, it wasn't bad, but yeah.
You call them M&M and jelly.
Okay, that was pretty solid. Yeah. What about you, Rivers? What's the last album that you listened to in its entirety, and you were like,
Front
"Wow,
to back," and I was like, "Wow, that's a great album."
I will say this: we mentioned this once before a couple of weeks ago. Rivers and I actually both, and you said Morgan's going too, right? To the Turnpike Troubadours concert. That's another album I cannot recommend enough. If you like country music, they had an album that came out last year called "Cat in the Rain." I got it on vinyl. Big vinyl guy. Absolutely incredible album. There's not a skip on it. So
if you don't know the Turnpike Troubadours, give them a listen.
They are cool.
Country music. They are great.
They are awesome.
They
got a very 90s, like a very late 90s, early 2000s sound, if you ask me. I mean, I like new country too, but it is definitely a different sound than what it has been in the last 20 years.
It's a lot of like fiddle involved.
Yeah. They're really good. So if there's
they're from Texas, and you know what?
Oh, they are from Texas? I did not know that.
If you're gonna play in Texas.
You got to have a fiddle in the band, baby.
You know
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know they were from Texas. But great band. They're going to be live at the State Fair during the first week, so like the little shortened week. I think they're Thursday. I think they're the opening act, like the opening concert. So
They may actually be from Oklahoma.
I was actually thinking they might be, but I took your word for it. Going to be a great time. I don't know have you guys been to any concerts that have been a lot of fun? The last concert that I went to was. They're from Oklahoma, so we got that figured out. The last concert I went to was actually last October. I went down to Raleigh to see another indie band. Ironically, again, I don't listen to a lot of indie music, but I guess I was on a kick. They're a band called Men I Trust, really good. So love me some music. I love talking music, and I almost will always listen to recommendations. Literally had a guy, one of my buddies, a couple of weeks ago, told me to listen to the Screamo band. I don't think I've ever listened to Screamo in my life. It wasn't that bad. Although I do have a soft spot for Limp Bizkit. So that's might be a little bit weird, but we've all got those music tastes, right? We got those guilty pleasures. That's mine when I'm running. Let me some Limp Bizkit when I'm running. Rolling.
Just days after surviving an assassination attempt, former President Donald Trump is officially the Republican nominee for president. It's the third time in a row he's been the GOP pick. On day one of the Republican National Convention, Trump named Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. Natalie Brand is at the convention in Milwaukee.
Rivers.
Yes.
What's an artist that you think people might be surprised you like?
Ooh, Chappell Roan.
That was what Andrea had said.
Chappell Roan is good. Taylor. I like Taylor.
You like her new stuff too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you classify yourself as a Swiftie?
No,
Okay.
I would not. I would classify myself as having too much of a life to be classified as a Swiftie.
Man, you're alienating the group here.
Look, there are a lot of Taylor Swift fans who need to find a second hobby. I'll leave it at that.
I will say, I think the one thing that kind of blows my mind are some of those concert ticket prices. They are crazy. Somebody was telling me like nosebleeds like $2,300, and it's like, dude, like, there's no way.
That's wild.
But hey, I guess it's all what you like, right? We all spend money on things. I'm a big fan of Peter Pan peanut butter, so I spend a lot of money doing that. Just buying Peter Pan peanut butter. I think it is the superior peanut butter. I know I'm in the minority on this, but
Chunky?
Oh, I eat them both ways, but I like the crunchy the best.
Yeah.
I don't refer to it as chunky. It's crunchy peanut butter. Yeah, you guys a crunchy peanut butter fan or a creamy peanut butter fan? Andre, not even eating it, just hoarding the peanut butter. Not sure what you mean by that. Could be taken a couple of ways.
Governor Justice is speaking out after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump over the weekend. Images of the incident quickly flooded social media with individuals voicing their speculations and thoughts about the event. Governor Justice aimed to try to pull both sides of the aisle a little closer together as he addressed the state for about 10 minutes this morning. He condemned the violence and prayed for Trump. The two men are longtime friends and political allies. He, along with many in the political world, are saying it's time for candidates of all stripes to tone down the harsh campaign language. West Virginia U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito also issued a statement saying in part, quote, "Now more than ever, we need to come together as Americans. Violence of any kind has absolutely no place in our country, and I condemn it entirely," end quote. Governor Justice will travel to Milwaukee tomorrow and is scheduled to speak at 7:30 at the Republican National Convention. The FBI is leading the investigation into how a gunman could have gotten close enough to try to assassinate former President Donald Trump. While that question remains, federal officials say security is increasing across the board. Washington correspondent Jesse Turner reports.
Andre, I think he brings up some interesting points. There's some applications there for the different kinds of peanut butter, but I'm still saying that crunchy is just the superior peanut butter type. But I definitely get that for sure. Me personally, I'm a peanut butter, banana, and honey guy. That is my favorite peanut butter sandwich, or just peanut butter by itself, which I do far more often because it's not very expensive. You can make a peanut butter sandwich for like probably 40 or 50 cents, I reckon, which is pretty nice. Tough times, folks. At least we have peanut butter. I'll pay my extra 25 cents for the Peter Pan peanut butter, though, all day. I'm a supporter. Big supporter of it. Rivers, what's your favorite peanut butter?
We have Peter Pan at our house.
Good for you. What a good man you are. Not very many people say Peter Pan peanut butter.
Growing up, we ate Jif.
Same. My mom was a choosy mom that chose Jif.
Yeah.
And it's good.
But, you know.
It's good.
Yeah.
I think the only peanut butter that's like really noticeably different is Skippy. And to me, it's a little bit oily.
Yeah, I don't like Skippy.
Yeah. Reese's brand peanut butter, says Jessica Phillips. I don't know if I've ever had that, actually.
Reese's brand
I don't know if I've actually ever tried that peanut butter. Obviously love their peanut butter cups. I'm like new on those things. From the Teletubbies, it just go.
Coming up in the second half hour of Fox 59 News at 10, Virginia lawmakers are among those calling for a cooling down of the political rhetoric in the wake of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Hear what they have to say next.
Andre, peanut butter with banana, I like crunchy, okay. But if I'm making chocolate-covered peanut butter balls, I use a creamy. I mean, that makes sense. I think a lot of people would probably use creamy for that too. Jessica, I don't know what a comparison to Reese's peanut butter brand is. Reese's brand peanut butter, I should say. Yeah, I'm kind of an anybody but Skippy fan. I mean, I'll eat that Kroger brand peanut butter all day, no problem. Especially when I run up like the ginormous like half-gallon tub for half off, and then I wonder where it all went. Yeah, I'm guilty about that. I eat peanut butter way too much. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can get his nose here. Let's see. This is a little harder than I was expecting.
I said I'm ready.
There we go. We're pinching his cheeks there. We're having fun here on Monday night. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys have been staying cool. It's been hot. Thankfully, we're not going to be looking at too much in the way of heat after tomorrow. We got to get through tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's going to be hot. A very hot day. Last night I looked up, Beckley's up to 5 90-degree days. I think there's been 3 since like 2017 prior to that. So needless to say, it's been a hot summer. And, yeah, it's just been one of those seasons, right? It turned we had a wet start to the year. It just went bone dry, and now it's hot. But we are going to be seeing some beneficial rains here once we get into Wednesday. So going to be in good shape there. You guys have been a little quiet in the chat tonight, other than Andrea. Big shout out to Andrea for commenting. How's everybody doing? What's going on with life? Hopefully, not too hard out there. Finding the best in things. Rivers is about 30 seconds from being back on air here.
That's right.
Rivers, I'd like you to implement the word thimble in your next script.
As soon as we stop talking about attempted assassinations, I will absolutely take requests.
Are we still talking about that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Fox 59 News at 10. Virginia lawmakers are reacting to the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Both Republicans and Democrats in the General Assembly are agreeing it's time to bring the temperature down politically in America. 59 News reporter Tyler Englander went to the state capitol to see what lawmakers have to say. Okay.
Is that my cue to get up? Oh, it looks like I got about a minute and a half with you guys until I throw it back to Rivers solo here.
Thimble, huh? I will work thimble into one of these scripts.
Found out this evening you're a Boston Red Sox fan.
Yes, and the New England Patriots as well.
It's toxic.
Toxic?
They're really not that bad. It's not like being a Philadelphia fan. I feel like Philadelphia fans, I've heard some horror stories out of some of the NFL games.
All right, Joe.
No, it's my cue to leave, guys.
Sorry, our director is kicking us out. Earlier today, the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association faced a dire situation. The building had zero power to start their morning, with temperatures quickly rising. However, the community stepped up and showed out like they always do, lending fans, coolers, ice water, and generators to help in the extreme heat. On top of that, so many people fostered a pet for the day to get them out of the dark and the heat. Originally, power was not expected to be back on until 11 tonight. However, power was restored just a little bit after noon. There's been a change in plans for the Capitol Sports Complex coming to Charleston. According to the Kanawha County Commission, the complex will now not include the Olympic-sized swimming pool. The pool was slated to be built in the Lee Street parking garage next to the former Macy's location, but the Capitol Sports Center project was unable to acquire the garage in last month's auction. Commissioner Ben Salango says the costs of buying the garage and subsequent maintenance proved to be more expensive than they thought. The Capitol Sports Center will still include a pool that may not be Olympic sized, but it's not going to be the size of a thimble either, okay, folks? It's also going to have an indoor volleyball, basketball, and pickleball court. One man has made it his mission to bring a smile to folks around him. He happens to do it with a hedge trimmer. Leah Mishkin reports from London. No, thank you. If you guys weren't impressed with that, my producer was. And that's a big shout out to producer Ben, who is always keeping us on our P's and Q's. That's right. Hello, Marie. Thank you so much for joining us. What's going on? How you doing this evening? Thank you for hopping in the chat this evening. We appreciate it. What's going on with you this fine evening?
Man, I wish I could maybe end up being as talented as that one day. That's pretty dang on cool. One other thing that's pretty dang on cool are the temperatures that are going to be dropping here as we head toward the end of the work week. We'll have details on that and more next.
Marie's in the comments says she's trying to stay cool. Joe says you won't have to wait too much longer. Tomorrow is going to be hot. Joe said maybe the hottest day we've seen all year. But then on Wednesday, we're cooling down. We're cooling down on Wednesday, and I can't wait. One more day of heat to get to a slightly cooler, possible, rain. I love it. I'll do it. I make that deal. Andrea says, Joe, you take that hot day back right now. It's not that bad of a trade, okay? One more hot day, and then yeah, one more day. Andrea says she needs winter, trying to skip right on past football season.
Yeah, fall is definitely my favorite season.
Fall is the best season. There's just no two ways about it. It's just the absolute best season.
Some people don't even like November when it's like cool and rainy. Like, I love that season.
I love fall. All parts of fall.
For a little bit, maybe do some yard work, go in and watch football, eat some food.
It's the best.
It literally is the best. Rivers, we gonna watch some football this year?
We are gonna watch some football.
I'm in on that. I nominate we watch Sunday Night Football.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Well, it's mostly good news on the weather front here, although it is going to be very hot as we head into our Tuesday. We look outside currently, we're seeing mostly clear skies. It's a starry sky out there. Bit of a half moon, if you will. Full moon is still about 10 days or so away. We have had a couple little showers down across our southern counties toward the New River Valley there at Giles County, and that's been about it. It's been pretty quiet elsewhere. Still 79 in Beckley, 73 in Princeton, 76 in Welch and Pineville, 74 in Raynell, and 75 up at Summersville there along US 19. Very warm. We'll drop back into the upper 60s. An isolated shower early, but most of those have wrapped up. Dew point values are slowly on the increase, and they'll be in the low to mid 60s tomorrow. You'll notice a difference, and that's going to make tomorrow feel just a little more oppressive. I'll tell you something that's impressive, and that is this squall line. This is going to end up being a derecho. We were talking about this during the first weather talk that we had when we were giving the forecast, that this is that is a posthumous term, so they don't issue that until afterwards. But if you'll notice, this is starting to show signs of weakening. However, with that being said, the northern portion of this line up towards Chicago is going to remain very strong. And then you'll see some new activity, and you can kind of see that even in the clouds. You'll see some new activity form across parts of Missouri and Illinois, which will slide down into parts of central and southern Indiana over the next couple of hours. Now, we don't have to worry about this in our area, so we're good there. This is going to fall apart way before it gets here. So no problems there, and I don't think any of us is certainly complaining about that. We've had some squall lines like that before over the last 15 years and know how they can cause a lot of issues. 93, that's the issue for tomorrow. Now, we will have an isolated storm or two tomorrow. I say isolated. However, those isolated storms could be on the strong side. Damaging wind gusts would be the primary threat. So let's take a look at predictor. And as we head into the morning hours, we will be seeing, again in the afternoon, we'll see some clouds mixed in and a few pop-up showers being possible here. There they go, about 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's about it. So this is pretty sparse coverage that we're talking about here in our neck of the woods. And as we continue on into Wednesday, we'll start to see more scattered showers pop up. Now, some of these storms, initially during the morning, it won't amount to much, but by the afternoon, they will be widespread here across the region and will likely drop a good bit of rain. How much rain are we talking about here? I'll step off the screen so you can see. Watch how these numbers slowly start to pick up. And by Thursday, a lot of us are talking about an inch plus of rain. So this potentially could be very beneficial for the drought. Now, that's not going to eliminate the drought, right? We need more than an inch of rain. But the good thing is this is a widespread ½ inch to an inch of rain, with some areas seeing even more than that. In fact, this particular model is indicating the potential for around 2 inches of rain in some spots. So this could definitely help things out. Now, we'll still have to keep an eye on the risk for perhaps an isolated high water spot or two here Wednesday. But for the most part, this is all good news. And beyond that, it's going to get a lot cooler. Yes, we were just talking during our Facebook Live that there was somebody that was talking about wanting some cooler temperatures. We got to get through Tuesday, and Tuesday's going to be an absolute scorcher out there with heat index values in the mid to upper 90s. But once we get past that, we've got a nice little stretch of weather ahead temperature-wise Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Those showers Thursday will primarily be in the morning. 79 on Friday, 80 on Saturday. Yeah, we can handle that. 85 even on Sunday. That's not too bad. And those overnight low rivers will be in the 50s and low 60s. So a little closer to normal for this time of year. We should be around 81 degrees.
Thank you very much, Joe. Coming up next on Fox 59 News at 10, one of the criminal cases against former President Donald Trump is dismissed by a federal judge. Find out why next. Marie says, I like thunderstorms, sitting on the porch watching. I like them too, I'll be honest. I know that, I don't like when they cause damage, but falling asleep with some rumbles of thunder in the background, a little rain hitting the roof, tapping on the windows, it's beautiful. What's better than that? It's great. Andrea likes good storm, too. I agree. I think we're all in agreement. Unfortunately, Joe's job gets a lot more stressful when a thunderstorm rolls through.
Wait, what's that?
We're all talking in the comments section about how much we like, like having a storm going on outside and just, staying and, watching it and listening to it.
Right now.
Huh? We do need it. A federal judge has thrown out former President Donald Trump's classified documents case. She ruled that the special counsel was illegally appointed. Washington correspondent Maddie Beertemple reports on the ruling and has reaction. All right, folks. Unfortunately, that is going to bring our Facebook Live to an end this evening. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate everybody tuning in. My partner in crime tonight, she's sick. She's sick. She and her daughter are both sick. They went on a little trip this weekend and both got sick. It's unfortunate, but Kaleigh will be back hopefully by Wednesday for our next Facebook Live. So tune in then. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see you on Wednesday at 5. We'll see you back again on Monday at 10. And the morning show, Jonathan, Julia, and Bradley, will see you on Friday. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.